And good day, everybody. Welcome to When the Ancients Speak. This is Mike, and we're going to be having the family join us. I'm pretty sure they've been very, very active lately, and I know that they wanted to talk about a few things, including the great Creator, Father, our Heavenly Father, if that's how you wish to refer to Him. The good news is that our Father has some pretty amazing things in store for humanity. And we're beginning to see the effects of everything that's taken place and just how quickly this planet can actually respond to certain things. You have to remember one thing. When you begin to wake up, you begin to change your perspectives about what you see and what you feel, and you begin to understand things that take place that are happening all the time, that are opening up new things to you, giving you the ability to have sight beyond sight so that you can interact with things that at first you may think is imaginary, but then you realize that that is the essence of what the Creator wants from us, is to unlock our imaginations so that we can begin to interact with Father in a Creator-God to Creator-God relationship. And I know it's just so profound when you hear these things, and people are just so blown away when we tell them this, because everything makes sense. It all begins to click when you're like, wait a minute, of course Father's a good being. Of course He didn't murder tens of thousands or millions of human beings on this planet. Of course the writings in the Bible, many of them were inverted, so that when you're reading a section that you believe that the Creator is speaking to you through the Bible, it's actually the other guy. So they switched roles. And when you read the Bible from this perspective now, where the roles are reversed, and you begin to see that when the walls of Jericho came down, it really didn't have a lot to do with, say, divine intervention, but more of a lesser divine form of intervention, because there were already deities walking this planet, and these deities were all working towards one deity to control the earth and everything in it. And we would refer to that one individual who was actually played by three very powerful demigods. That was the role of Satan, or the role of the evil spawn on this planet.
Hi, everybody. Before Mike just turned this on, I was sitting down talking to Aya about something about, the Creator.
The Creator you guys were talking about on the show.
Yes, we were.
This topic is about.
When He's coming. And He said, and I quote, He moves with the sun. So He's talking about not just the suns in the universe, but He's also talking about our sun too, which, by the way, at the moment, all this really heavy spraying, what's going on is a lot of these beings are aware that the Creator dropped His essence on this planet February, March 2019, because it was snowing when it happened, and I remember seeing strange crystals in the snow. So anyway, since then, a lot of people have woken up, and you're starting to see calamities around the planet. People resisting their government, other countries collapsing like Lebanon. Now, we were told when all the world nations collapse economically, the governments of the world, you're going to start seeing things you never thought possible. So we're on our way here. And there's a lot of bickering and nonsense going on right here in America. And a lot of people's patience has been fried. They've got one nerve left, and the opposite factions are jumping all over it. So you need to be aware that these are all planned events, that because when He sprinkled His good love juice, He also put an awakening factor into it. And a lot of people are starting to see that not only are the governments criminal, but they're not all human either. They look very strange, and their appearances are starting to show in cameras. So people are starting to wake up that those government officials that are running our countries are not even human. Yay, finally, people are figuring it out.
Can you imagine the day by Stephen A. Jones? Can you imagine the day when you awaken and there's no longer any political strife? Can you imagine how wonderful it'll be when people are no longer put to the knife? Can you imagine how beautiful it'll be when there's no more fighting and strife? Can you imagine how it will be when we just live to have a life? This is the future. This is what may take place as the Creator draws closer and closer to this planet. You will begin to see some amazing things taking place. Oh, they've tried everything they could to hide this, to hide the return of the divinities that are coming, to hide the planets that are bringing in the divinities that are coming. They've put their great blind spots in the sky. They've sprayed everything so that you can't see what's going on. They've lied directly to you over and over again when even lying is bad for them, and they won't tell the truth even if it would benefit them. They don't know how. Lying is what they do, and they will continue to lie to you. They will continue to misdirect you. They will get worse and worse. They'll tell you down is up and up is down, and good is bad and bad is good. And you know, if you recall, the words of a long ago radio broadcaster telling the world, how would I destroy the world's economy? How would I destroy great nations? How would I get them to bicker and fight and kill each other? No, you can't tell them that evil doesn't exist because everyone knows it does. And what's happening is, evil will continue to exist and will spread because, you see, evil understands something. Evil will offer you everything on a silver platter, telling you how trendy it is, how incredibly fun it is. You'll be able to do what you want. You'll be able to come and go as you please. You'll be able to take what you need from other people. You'll be able to rule over them. And every part of it is a deep, dark, evil lie. And I, as Stephen A. Jones, am here to tell you, do not cast your pearl before swine. Oh, yes, there's great wisdom in the Bible. Never forget this. The book stole the wisdom from other great places, and we know this now. We're not criticizing you if you're Christian. We're not criticizing you if you're Muslim. We're not criticizing you if you love your version of God. But what we are telling you is you're believing in a fairy tale. Something that's not true. That's given to children to control them for a time. You think that hasn't happened? What the hell is Santa Claus? What the hell is the Easter Bunny? What the hell is the Tooth Fairy? Are any of those things real? Well, a lot of people say in some ways they are real. So I'm here to tell you, belief in a fairy tale will not save your life, and it may cost you your soul. Father wants you to be the creator God. Father doesn't want the people that rule over you to be anything other than assistants there to help you decide. This planet was made for you, not the other way around. And yet Gaia was here to change at will. Do you understand? There was a time when the ancients that talked to Gaia all the time and would say, hey, Gaia, we need some better weather north. And then all of these things turned into myths and mythology, and then rain dances and sun dances. Where do you think these things came from? Why do you think these people did this? They were idiots? Oh, they're that, and they make you believe that. Oh, look at these Native Americans out there dancing around thinking they can affect the weather. Well, let me tell you something, Buster. The Native American spirit is alive and well here in America. And I'm here to tell you, these people can walk on water. They have the spirit and the heart. They see what is real. They run with the buffalo. They know. And maybe I'm asking a bit too much in my rant today, and I apologize, Victoria, because she's always the one that has to sit there and listen to me rant. And now all of you guys and gals do. But you know I love you guys, and I want to tell you the truth. And you deserve the truth. And that's why I'm giving it to you. But, once again, you'll slip back into the mode of reality, as you like to call it, you know, the normalcy bias, as Michael calls it, that everything's gonna just be fine. I just have to get through one more day, right? Well, that's the lie that evil has sold you. Don't worry about it. Sit down. You know the saying. Evil flourishes when what? Good people do what? Yeah, you know that. My goodness. But I wanted you to think about that today, and that was what I had to say to all of you. That, and don't forget to, you know, every once in a while, take a moment out for your own heart, your own soul.
Wow. Well, that was pretty heavy stuff, Stu.
That was pretty good, Stephen. I have to admit, you know, for being a moron, that was really amazing.
Yeah, thank you, Charles. Us morons sometimes get it more on than more off, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I do.
So, Charles, you can just more off.
Oh, okay. You got me, Stephen. That was pretty good.
What the Creator wants is real. He just wants you to keep it real for him. He doesn't want all the airs and graces that you've been taught. And he doesn't want the half-hearted attempt that you've been taught. You know, art thou Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Really, do you really think the Creator, our great-grandfather, wants you to talk?
Who loves imagination, hates repetition.
Yeah, do you think he wants you to talk to him like that?
A being that is made out of imaginative stuff. It is the greatest, most powerful being in the multiverse. And you think repetition matters to him.
No way. That's
It is the
actually,
opposite of
I'll tell you what that is. That's darkness. They repeat their magical chants,
Until
don't
you
they?
believe it.
Until you keep saying it like a magical chant. But you're actually inciting their words into your life. Were you aware of that? Yeah.
And another thing, wasn't it that the PhD there, Joseph Goebbels, and said basically that if you want people to believe a lie, he was the minister of propaganda in Germany during World War II, you know, Joseph Goebbels, the little chicken-necked looking idiot I always wanted to strangle if I ever got my hands on him, but I'm sure he's doing duty right now 20 feet down, if you know what I mean. But he said, if you repeat a lie boldly and often enough, you will get everyone to believe it. Paraphrasing a bit, but that's what he said. So remember that when you're watching the news. Remember that when they're repeating everything they say over and over again. This is Dennis with the words of the wise. If your government wants you to do it, if the news media says to do it, run as fast as you can in the opposite direction. And you will live a long life.
And you want to know why? Because the Creator doesn't agree with any of that. That's not who he is. I'll give you the description I know of him, and I've talked about this to the people in Discord, because they've asked me questions about the Creator. So I call him great-grandfather, the great father, but, you know, I've told people before in Discord that I see him very much the same way as the being from the Matrix. Who was it?
Except a little friendlier, right?
Except much friendlier and bluer eyes. The Architect.
That was his name.
Yeah, if you notice at the end of the Matrix, the third movie, the Architect appears and he tells Neo that he's done this.
In the second movie, because Neo goes through the door to find the Architect, and then he gets told what he has to do in order to survive and for Zion to survive, and then he escapes. Yes, but at the third movie, the Architect and the the Oracle come together. And they settle the fact that they need to make peace with humanity because it's the only thing that will allow everyone to live. So there were 3 movies in that series, and one was like the beginning, then the middle, and then the end. That's how they wrote the story.
Would you like me to tell you what I believe is going on here? What's happening right now, people? Yeah, the architect represents the creator. And these people in the Matrix knew this. They knew this because I'm not the only one who's seen him look like that.
They even knew what he
looked like. They even knew what he looked like. And they found an actor to dress and play the role. Except the creator in that's kind of stern. The one I know is kind of jovial and joyous, and he loves...
Except he's going to be stern when he gets to this planet.
Yeah, he's not going to be very friendly then.
I don't know how he's going to... Well, what he's going to do or how he's going to project his avatar on this planet. It may be through other divinities and other beings that will come in service to him. Because wherever Father moves, so moves the center of the universe. Everything revolves around Father.
Yep.
So when he moves to pass by this planet with his other divinities from time to time, the other heavenly bodies that have also, you've discovered that sometimes gods are planets and planets are gods.
Yep.
I'm not asking you to understand it completely, but to understand that it's true. That many of the greatest planets have all been named after gods. Guess why? Because they're part of this whole thing.
Yes.
And at the end of the spectrum, they become planets. I don't understand it really completely. Father understands it.
A part of their essence is put into a physical
projection that
yes.
is a body. That's the heavenly body.
I understand that, but I can't explain it, but I just understand.
And that's the term heavenly body, and that's where it came from, the people that truly understood that the gods created the planets. Of course they did. And then they would come down and rule on their planets. Because guess what? That's going to be you one of these days.
Just like I know that I'm connected to Venus in some way. It's all a part of that. It's just something that I know.
That's why you call it Venus rising, right?
I didn't know at the time,
What
but
are you
yeah.
doing now, damn it? Hey, Jupiter, make the coffee, bitch.
Yeah,
So we got the real Jupiter here. Oh, that fake, phony, fraud Hollywood shit. We tried telling our story. They're like, hey, this is great, man. We're going to publish you guys and make you this and that and all this other stuff. And we're like, it's just one thing. We want to tell the truth about how, like, you know, Hollywood is all Satanists and you're all evil fucks.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that didn't go over too well. Click. Hello? Sorry. Yeah, but they did it. Yeah, we did. We were offered a movie once to do a movie. And these people call up and Gatheon was like, you know, taking the one lady apart piece by piece. That was pretty. Boy. She's like, oh, we're going to do a meditation now, a chakra meditation. And Gatheon's like, listen, you know what you are. Put away your paint set and come play with the real spirits. It was funny. They were stunned. They couldn't believe it. They're like, wow, no one's ever talked to her like that. I said, that's part of the problem.
Yes, she said, I am doing it seriously. And he goes, you have no idea who you're talking to, do you?
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, she didn't know what. She shut up after that.
Yeah, because she felt, yes. Listen, when Gatheon comes in the room, the temperature drops like 3 degrees. And it's like that moment with Gandalf, you know, where the room kind of closes in, and all of a sudden Gandalf gets big, you know, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, you know, I mean, something out of a Hobbit or something. You know, when you grab hold of the ring but don't put it on, it just all of a sudden you look like you're, you know, 10 feet taller, super strong, energy rivulets all over you, glowing sword. Hey, get this monster away from me, man.
Yeah.
Gatheon hates fakes and phonies and frauds.
Yeah.
And he knew the woman was a fake, phony fraud.
Uh-huh. Well, that's how she made her money.
You know, that's ridiculous. The only thing I think that we've ever charged people for is like maybe, you know, for the cutting room floor, or if we sell a book or something every once in a great while, you guys, usually you promote it somewhere else. You don't promote it to the people who come to When the Ancients Speak. You know, you use your regular business connections, but occasionally if people, they want to throw us a few dollars for a donation, we're very honest about it. We're not going to rip you off. We're not going to bring you into some weird cult. We're trying to prevent that in your life. Is exactly what we're doing.
We are not the kind of people that want to be sent front and center. We've seen people on YouTube pretending to be holier than thou, you know, with their sparkling teeth, pretending to be something they're not. And I gotta tell you guys, that's about their ego. That's not about their belief.
Do you notice, guys, that we never record ourselves, our faces? And look, we're not hideously deformed or anything. I mean, we have a picture of Mike and Victoria on the website. They're nice-looking people, okay? They're not horribly deformed or out the, you know, like, hey, we're a troll. No, we don't do it because we want you guys to be the center of this. Yeah, and you get to hear what we say and then decide the value of it. That's how it should be. We're not cult leaders either, but I don't know. At some point, we may, you know, get in front of the telly, as they say. Maybe. I know they wanted to record some of these channeling sessions. They thought that'd be neat. But, you know, Michael's like, look, I don't want to be like a circus act here.
Yeah.
Okay? And we want you guys to understand that when these beings speak, like me, someone, that each of us are individual spirits. And trust me, that's how it is. We are just like you, except we're in a different dimension. And, you know, a lot of us already lived our lives, and all of us have passed on to the fourth dimension, just like you're going to pass on to another dimension soon. And listen, don't worry about it. When you die, you won't even know. You'll be like, hey, what happened? I mean, maybe your body's going, but you're like, your spirit is above you.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, man, I feel great. There's nothing. We're not encouraging you to hurry it, because if you do something stupid like commit suicide or something,
you gotta come back again.
You gotta come back again and do it. It's because you screwed up.
And you might even go down a level if you do that.
Yeah. What did they say? You cannot self-terminate.
Because it's a cheat's way out of the game.
It is.
And you have to play the game to the end.
Yep.
And as we've said before, you must see yourself on this planet
and
in
you
a
agreed.
Role play.
And you agreed to this,
yes,
too.
Yes, you did.
So they can control, you know, where your soul goes. So that's what I'm saying. This time, guys, we're giving you all the real cheat codes, which are basically knowing how to play the game. Okay? And
pretty much.
And we're going to tell you all kinds of stuff, how to use this knowledge to, you know, do all kinds of things. So we want you to get this stuff. And you are getting more powerful. Victoria's been talking to some of the other students and people, and we get emails and stuff, and a lot of them are like, yeah, when we listen to what you're saying, things get better in our lives.
Yeah, imagine that. Because we're the opposite of what you've been taught on this planet. And I never said that you couldn't apply magic in your life, because I see magic as energy. And that's the way I view it.
And listen, I'm here to tell you, Father doesn't have a problem if you practice magic.
No.
Listen, Wiccans, listen, Father actually respects you for it. Okay, you've been lied to. You can use magic, but it has to be powerful, and it has to be good. You cannot use magic to hurt other people.
Nope.
And once you do, all bets are off. Then you're using negative energy, and there's a whole new set of rules.
Yep.
So we're here to tell you, hey, look, if you believe in everyday positive energy, then you and Father are good.
Yeah.
He's like, good. It's about time you start figuring out how to use some of your power.
Yeah. I told you guys before, I practice many shamanistic ways. If the Creator had any problem with that, he wouldn't be speaking to me. But he doesn't have a problem with it. He loves the Wind Fathers. He adores them. So why would he have a problem with their shamanistic way of life and bringing messages to people? He doesn't.
Well, it sure beats working for Roto-Rooter.
And we know who runs the rooter.
Roto-Rooter, we'll go down the drain, la 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 la.
No, we're not actually picking on Roto-Rooter, which is a fine quality business franchise if you ever want to become a plumber. And believe me, there's a lot of good reasons why financially. But we hope to enter into a world pretty soon where we don't need money. So, and once again, guys, you know, gosh, I hate to even say it, but you got to be getting ready. You should have about a year's worth of food. Actually, if it were me, I'd have probably 2 years of food.
That's what the police are telling them.
Now they're saying, the cops are like, yeah, man, you need, what was it, one sheriff was talking to one guy, and the guy's like, yeah, man, I'm ready. I got 30 days of food. Man, if something goes down, I'm covered. And the cop looked at him and said, buddy, you need 12 times that right now. and you've got maybe a month to get your act together. And let me tell you guys, keep buying food, because at some point, food is going to be the most valuable thing that you can have. So if you're going to spend money on anything else, look, if you got 2 or 3 cars, sell one of them and buy nothing but food. Okay, get long-term food. Canned goods keep forever. Don't believe what they tell you. Oh, use Best Buy, a year or two. That's because they want you to keep buying more stuff. But they've done all kinds of studies on canned goods. They pretty much are good forever, as long as the can doesn't, expand out or whatever. So food and water, the ability to filter water is going to be one of the single most important things that you have to do, because there are some nasty parasites out there, and cholera is going to be a problem. Now, we've predicted this and told you guys all this stuff that's going on. Victoria predicted the floods. I remember her getting picked on by a couple of people, especially one dumb woman. Where's all the flooding going on? Well, it had just started at that point, right? See, that's why we call it a prediction, because it hasn't happened yet. Well, guess what? It all happened. And we told you guys this stuff for years. Yeah, all this stuff is coming. The pandemic ain't going nowhere, people. They're going to try and push it and make it worse. And then probably right around November, December, they're going to release a new version of it, which is going to actually kill some people, and it's going to help with the panic, just as people are starting to get over this. And notice how this all coincides with all the investigations. Yeah, boy, baby, they'll do anything to avoid being prosecuted. Yeah. That's the kind of stuff we're dealing with, guys. You're not going to find justice in this political system. It's not going to happen. You'll hear rumors of justice and things that are going to happen. They have all these big meetings and everything else, and Congress gets together and they're all screaming and yelling they want something done, and in the end, nobody goes to jail. No one ever gets arrested. Nope. It's just a big smokescreen.
It's a scam.
Because, baby, when the real crap starts hitting the fan, when the aliens start showing up, believe me, we are literally weeks away. If everything keeps moving in this direction, man, they're going to be stirring up all kinds of trouble. There's going to be more fires, more earthquakes, more explosions, more destruction from space, and they're going to try and cover it up. And then what they're going to do is they're going to say, well, it wasn't us, it was the bad aliens. And actually, the Liberation Fleet that already has encircled this planet is sitting there with their arms folded, and they're going to get the blame for this. They're going to say, oh, it's these bad guys, the bad aliens trying to take over the planet. No. The problem is domestic. The problem is your government. Those are the aliens that have invaded. And let me tell you, when I say alien, I do mean aliens that have invaded your governments worldwide. And they've all agreed to this whole thing. Yeah. They're going to start exterminating all of you. It's just like in that movie V. Remember that? Oh, hey, we're here to be your friends. Well, in this case, you think the government's here to help you.
Oh, and I want to mention about that series, the 2000 and I think it was 2002 or 2006 V series.
Yeah, the
latest
latest
2 seasons
one.
Of it.
The latest one.
Okay, we're watching it right now to see what we can get out of it. Let me tell you. Yeah, they arrive in New York City. What's going on in New York City right now? Can you tell?
Yeah, they're getting rid of everybody out of the city.
Yeah, they're getting everybody out of the city. Okay, so there's clue number 1. Number 2, they're going to give everybody, the V's come to give everybody a vitamin injection. What's going on with vaccines right now? And there is, in the series, a secret ingredient called R6. What have we found out about our vaccines? It's going to be RNA.
Yeah, it's all kinds of secrets in there.
Well, this is Vlad, and I missed most of it, so I'm just going to say thanks for listening, folks. And, hey, if you're in the neighborhood, let me know what kind of Vogellift you like, because I often find that it makes my day happy as we travel, especially when we get out of the house, where we can go travel around and we see how many Vogellifts we can spot. It's a great game, and I enjoy it, and of course I win all the time.
You're a liar, Vlad.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you again soon. Shut up, Victoria.